Remote work versus traditional job. Which is safer in today's economy? So you're trying to decide between a remote job or a traditional job, and you are wondering which one is safer. So we're gonna break it down in this video. Before we get started, I'd like to welcome you to my channel if this is your first time. My name is Salwa. I have been working remotely for 8 years and I teach freedom seekers how to start an online business or how to make money online so they can work from anywhere. Let's dive in. When we say safe, what do we actually mean? True safety means these three things: a stable paycheck and benefits, room to grow in your career, not getting stuck, and not burning out. By that, I mean work-life balance, if it exists. A job where you know that by year 3, you won't burn out. So those are the three things I'm referring in this video when I talk about safety. So before I talk to you more about remote work and why I think it's safer, let me tell you something about a personal story. When I started my journey of remote work, I had a lot of friends who were worried about me. As they should, and they are still worried about me years later. I think right now they probably kind of get it.
I'm doing really good. I'm doing really good.
That I was not going to go to the traditional route, although I did have a short career working at Google in Phoenix, Arizona, but they are somewhat worried for me in the sense that
I don't get benefits, and what are my retirement plans, and what am I gonna do when I'm older?
So I do get these questions a lot, and if you have any question about this topic, feel free to leave a questions in the comment section and I can dive into it more in my next video. Why I think remote work is safer, and we'll also gonna break it down. We'll do the pros and cons, so that way I will try to give you my unbiased opinion.
Is it unbiased or biased? I'm always mixing these two.
So first of all, when you go remote, you're not tied up to one city, which means that if your company tanks, you can go somewhere else. You can work anywhere, actually, even globally, because you are remote. And to me, that offers you a lot more freedom than just commuting to one job every day. Basically, you can find work pretty much anywhere. And to me, this is a huge safety net because you're not tied up to one job. Second thing, when you work remote, you are saving tons of money to companies. I mean, think about it. Companies do not have to pay for rent. They don't have to pay for your commute if they do so. And so they save a lot of money, which means they can put this money back into the business and hire better talents. So to me, again, this is a huge safety net. And you know, in my digital nomad journey, I met a guy who had a company of 12 employees, and they were all over the world and everybody was remote. And once a year, he would create a retreat, and he would pick the country. It could be Costa Rica. It would always be something exotic, and he would pay for it, so the company would pay for it, and he will have all his talent reunite once a year to go over, you know, companies, I don't know, innovations, what's going on with the companies. But I thought this was genius. Instead of paying a high rent where you have all your employees coming in, you save that money and you create a retreat for your employees. And also, he would not be able to get the talents he has if he stays with the people that are locally. And you can make a lot more money if you do it the right way. Not only because you're building multiple streams of incomes, you're not tied up to just one client, but also the companies are saving money on remote workers. Therefore, they can afford to pay them more, or at least giving them better benefits, I would say. And the next one I want to add with this on the reason why I think it's safer is that you're actually improving your skills. Not only you are building self-management and self-discipline, but I think these skills are very valuable in the online market today. Super important. But remote work has also its downsides. So let's talk about it. Number one, because you can have more option as far as global market, you are also competing with the global market, especially people who are charging less than you do. So there's a lot of competition out there. Number two, burnout is real. If you work from home and you stay home all the time, you can easily get burnout. And I've done a whole video about burnout, so make sure you check it out. And I didn't know what it was. I suddenly started to feel so unmotivated and I didn't understand myself. I was like,
How did I get here?
But burnout is real if you don't know how to organize your day properly. Make sure you go out and see the light of day. Don't stay in your home office all day long. Don't stay in your pajamas all day long. I know some people who work from their bedroom in pajamas. That might work for them. It didn't work for me. I had to dress up. I go out of co-working space. I go work from cafes, and I film from my home. So right now I'm in my house. So I had to figure out a way where I was not gonna stay home all day, otherwise I'm gonna get crazy. And on top of that, you have to learn how to be super disciplined. Otherwise you can procrastinate, and you know, next thing you know, you lay in bed looking at your phone, and then you're in the fridge, and then you're playing with your pets. And you really have to learn these these skills, which really are difficult, especially if you used to work at an office. And then another thing is, if you are not in the room where promotions are discussed, you can easily bypass them. So that networking thing about being in the office is valuable. So these are also the downsides of working remotely. So why does the office job, regular traditional job, feels more secure? Well, first of all, you usually get long-term contracts, you get benefits, insurance, 401k, all of that good stuff. So I can understand why some people will think, okay, this type of job is more secure for me. You build face-to-face relationship because you have your coworkers and other employees there. That's really good to build a network. But also, if you're looking for promotions, you are there on site. People can see the progress you're making at the office. Also, tied up on what I just mentioned about remote work, when you have a routine, you get up, you get ready, you commute to work. This gives you separation with your home and your work, which really is good for you in a way. You have this clear separation with work and the life at home. This clear separation is probably good for your mental health as well. And that is very crucial to avoid burnout. So both have goods and both have bads. It really depends on where you stand. So now let me tell you why I think the office job is riskier than you think. Number one, I talked about this on another video. You're putting all your eggs in one basket, which means if there's a layoff, you are at risk. You're losing everything, your insurance, your benefits, and now you have no job because your entire livelihood is tied to one spot, which I hate. For me, it's very important to be able to have different type of clients and different income streams. Second, you stuck to one place. You commuting to that job every day, the same thing. You can only work at a company which is driving distance, and if the economy in the city or in that area or even the company isn't doing great, you stuck. Again, when I work remotely, I can work from the beach. Now, it's not the best. Like, I hate when people do that all the time, like working for the beach. Yes, I've done it. I've worked on rooftop with the beach view. I've done all of that stuff. But honestly, if you really want to be productive, this is not a good idea. I mean, you can do it for an hour, you sip on coffee and you check your email, great. But if you really need to be focused, this is not the best thing to do. But I'm free to be anywhere. Right now, I'm in Mexico City. I spent 2 months in Europe. I took my laptop with me every morning. I had my little morning routine. I take it with me wherever I go. And I worked. I worked in Portugal. I worked in Spain. I worked in Germany. It was easier for me because now, after all these years, I have built up this routine, this discipline. And even when I have people coming to visit me, I'll tell, hey, in the morning, I go to the gym. I do my morning routine. Then I work. Here's the key. Enjoy yourself. I'll be hanging out with you in the afternoon or on the weekend. And then back to what we mentioned earlier, it's expensive for companies to hire you in the terms of, first of all, they have to pay you at least the minimum wage, which is higher than if they hire somebody across the world. But also, they have to pay rent, they pay for your commute, they pay for your insurance. So companies also thinking about going remote and hiring remote. That's why I think you should have your eggs in multiple baskets and not just in one. But really, there's no safer option. It really depends on what you want in your life and where you see in progressing. Because a remote job at a failing company is not safe. An office job in a dying industry is not safe. True safety doesn't come from your zip code. It comes from your skills and your strategy. And by the way, if you're interested in starting your own business or making money online, I do offer coaching. Check out my website at salouaibarine.com. Fill out the application. Let's get on a call and see how I can best support you. So now let's talk about how can you really be safe no matter what. Number one, become the go-to experts. Develop your skills in a high demand market so you become the go-to person when people need help. You know, a lot of people work at a job, they just do the bare minimum. They really don't develop their skills. They just go because they need the paycheck, they do the job, the bare minimum so they don't get fired, and then they go home. To me, there's no life into it. You know, what I do in my job, I really love it. I love working with clients. I love working remotely and the flexibility it gives me. I really love what I do and I learn every day in marketing, social media. I'm always learning, and I think this is so important for your own personal growth as well. So become the go-to experts. Number two, build your tribe. This should be ongoing. Network, connect with like-minded people, go to networking events, online and offline, constantly show up, use social media, talk about your skills, offer value, always network, always expand your circle. The next thing is to pay attention to your company's health. Pay attention. Are they doing great? Are they growing, or are they slowly dying? You might not be aware of it. Maybe your company have decided that next month they be laying off 10 people, 20 people, 30 people. Pay attention to the trends, pay attention to your company's safety to see where they are and if you need to start making decisions. So what do you think? Are you team remote or are you team office? And more importantly, what are you doing today to make your work safer? Let me know in the comments. I read them all. So if you are ready to start working remotely, I do have a freebie. It's called the Remote Income Roadmap. And I teach you the step on how to get started. Again, if you want to work with me, check out my website at salwaibalin.com. Thank you so much for watching and I'll see you next time on my next video. Bye-bye from Mexico. Bye.